The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? And welcome once again. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you on your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are, another Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Friday morning, it's 1 a.m. in London. It's Friday morning, 3 a.m. in Israel. Friday morning in Tokyo at 9 a.m. And welcome aboard. It's another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour. And in that hour, we're going to have nothing but good conversation and a whole lot of fun as we do each week. And we invite you to come along. Now, a lot of you have been around with us for so long. We thank you so much for that. We're not going to ever stop thanking you for being with us because we don't want you to stray. As a matter of fact, we want you to bring in more of your friends and family and relatives to bring them in and tell them about the show. A lot of people may be new to the show for the very first time, so I'm going to tell you how we operate this show. The host of the show, we get things going, but I throw out a conversation just to get things rolling, just to get things smoothed out, because I'm in the prep mode now of the show. And while I'm prepping at any time at all, even right now, you don't have to wait any particular time. As long as you're at your keyboard, you can use it. Just stroke the keyboard, type in whatever you want to talk about it. I will see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because, frankly, that's what the show is basically all about. Free of ideas of exchange of opinions and ideas. That's what I was trying to say. Try to get it out the best way I can. So, with that in mind, we want you to stay with us. We've got a lot of ideas, and I know you do. We want to hear about them. And if there's anything in particular that you want to talk about, any topic at all, because we talk about just about everything under the sun here, we hold back with nothing. And we want you to join us. So if you have anything in particular you want to talk about, share it with us. Because if it's important to you, it's important to us. And we like to share it with everyone and get things rolling. We got a good show planned for you today. Of course, usually we do our thing. And of course, some of you may be in a different part of the world. Now, we're just wrapping up summer here on the East Coast because I'm coming to you live from New York City. But that doesn't mean we stop there because we go all around the world. Of course, we're a global show, and anyone could be with us as long as you have a good area of Wi-Fi and hotspots. That'll keep things rolling. So we've got that. We've got a lot of things planned for you. We want you to stay with us. We want you to know that we come on two different platforms. We're live on YouTube and live on Facebook. Okay. And we want you to keep telling your family and friends about it. So wherever you're watching us, please be aware that you can get your friends in on the action by cutting and pasting the platform that you're watching us on now. As far as Facebook is concerned, they call it tagging. Right? So you can cut and paste the platform that you're watching us on right now and send it to all of your friends, as many as you can and as many as you want, because the more the merrier. They come in, if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, perhaps they'll come back again and again and be just like you. All right. So remember, that's where we are. And so that's good to know. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, which is our go-to platform, that's our platform where I like to call, you know what I like to call that? I like to call that the flagship platform. That's where we originate. We do everything. And then we broadcast out to all other places, right? Such as Facebook as well. But we want you guys to know that if you're watching us on YouTube, please take the time out right now to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, you can see it right there. There's a little border, right? A little strip border that says subscribe. It's a black border, and all you have to do is click onto it, and it gets you right in. There's no charge, no nothing for it. It's just free. That's all we ask for you, just to subscribe to us, because that gives you a chance to know, now that you have done that, that each week when we come on, or anytime we come on the air, you get that instant notification, providing you forgot about the show or something, but you happen to be online and it pops up, and you can say, oh my God, I forgot about the show. The only thing that you have to do right now is click on to that instant notification when it comes on, and it brings you right to the YouTube channel where we are. And that's all it takes. So please subscribe to us. And the other reason why we want you to subscribe, because we want to find out who's with us, how many people are with us each week, how many roam and swimming around, visiting us there on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. That's what it's all about. We would just like to know that. So please tell your family and friends. You get involved, and if you haven't done it thus far, and particularly if you guys have been around with us a long time, you haven't done that thus far, please do that right now. Now, for you guys who are watching us on Facebook, you don't have to do it this instant, but when we go off the air on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. It's very important, because in the past we've had problems with our different platforms, and Facebook was one of them for a time being. And we used to be on Instagram. We're no longer on Instagram for whatever reason. We're not going on live. We can't go on live. They don't even have a live icon that we can press there and just put us on. I don't know what that's all about. But things like that happen. But that's why we have YouTube. That's the flagship platform. So whatever it's out, YouTube is always there for us. So we want to thank the people of YouTube. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view of the opinions of the people of YouTube and Facebook, Zoom, and other organizations such as Good Social Medias and broadcast facilities. Now, later on in the program, as we interact with you, we also do our own little thing too, just to keep the show moving as smoothly as possible. We have Brian Camp, who comes along each week, direct from Charlotte, North Carolina. He comes on with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He'll be along, and we look forward to seeing him. He's got all of that coming on. There's a lot of things going on right now. The Brewers and the Dodgers are playing. We're gonna find out who goes into the World Series. I just have a feeling Dodgers is going to be one of them. We'll find out more about that. We'll find out Brian's opinions when he comes in too. And if you have any sports related questions, please get them ready, because when Brian comes on, you'll get a chance to ask him all the questions you want related to sports. After baseball is over, then we can keep our minds on football, which a lot of people are doing right now anyway. And so football is coming up, and basketball and all of those things are coming along pretty soon. And please get your questions ready when he comes in, and then you'll be able to ask him. Now, those of you who are watching us on YouTube, of course, you'll get a chance to see him on screen. He'll be on screen. You'll see him. But if you're watching us on Facebook, that won't be the case. However, you could still ask the questions. You can still relate to him. He'll see you out there, and he'll answer all the questions that you want to know, whatever you have on sports. So that's what we have going on. So here we are in the merry, I was going to say the merry month of May. That passed already, but I'm just trying to keep the good weather in mind. When May comes around, I think about the good weather, but all of that is going out, because now we've got the colder weather coming in before you know it. People wearing their jackets. Now, people on the other side of the world are getting their summer, but then I hope you guys enjoy it. However, we're in October. That's where we are right now, in the middle of October. It's October 16th, as a matter of fact. So it's safe to say we're right down smack dab in the middle of the month. And of course, the faster the months come in, the faster they go. It only seems like yesterday that October just marched right in, but here we are right in the middle of it right now. So we've got a lot of things to talk about in October. I want to say hello to all of you guys who are chiming in with us. Mary Reed, who is watching us on YouTube. Thank you, Mary, for being with us. And we really appreciate you, as we always do. And for the rest of you guys who are coming in, I see you guys when you come in, but I will not acknowledge you unless, of course, you say something first, because the reason why we do that is because we want to respect your privacy. A lot of you guys just want to sit back, relax, and just watch the show and maybe try to make sense of it, especially if you're new. you want to just wait. Not yet. So we don't do that to people. We see you when you come in. I see a lot of you guys coming in. I see you when you come in on Facebook and YouTube. But unless you say something first, I'm just going to respect that and just leave it at that. But we welcome you to the show anyway. Even though if you're not saying anything, we hope that you stay around with us for the balance of the hour and share the fun with us. Here we are, as I said, the month of October. And of course, we celebrate the month of October with a lot of things. For instance, this whole month of October, we are celebrating Filipino American History Month. Now, those of you who from the Philippines or uh, Philippine American people, because that's basically what it's all about, even though it's Filipino American History Month. Even the people from the Philippines can get on the action because we're broadcasting in the Philippines as well, right? And if you're out there, give us a shout out. Just say hi to us and let us know that you're out there because, again, we're all over the world. But it is Filipino American Heritage Month. And if you have any activities in your community that you would like to talk about that's happening, celebrations or any of that sort, maybe you want to talk about the history of all. Hey, listen, you have a keyboard there. You have a keyboard there. Type it in. Let's share it with others so we could celebrate with you. We also have Polish American Heritage Month. The same deal. We want to celebrate with you. And again, if you have any community events in your area, in your community, let us know about it. Maybe there may be some kind of event that's taking place that's very important that you want to share. Please share it with us so we can put it out there so everyone can get a chance to see it as well as we continue to celebrate Polish American History Month, which we will be celebrating for the balance of this whole month. I want to lighten to everyone that also you ought to know that all of this month too is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I just want to keep that in mind. A lot of you wear the pink ribbons on your lapel. I don't have one. I don't even have a lapel, but I still keep it in mind anyway, even though you may not see a green or a pink ribbon on, but I keep it in mind. It's very important. It should be important to you. It's important to all of us that all of us acknowledge that. And if you happen to be under that umbrella and you're maybe a survivor, maybe you want to go on a crusade and let other people know your situation, your experience on how you overcame. Okay, National Fire Prevention Month too. Now, of course, uh, well, I'm not going to say the hot weather, but the nice weather is not exactly gone yet. It's still good enough, depending on where you are. The temperatures may be as high as 70 and 80 degrees still someplace else, and you still have that area where you can still go out and barbecue in your backyard and even in the forest. They always tell you in the forest, make sure that you go out there. The forest is for everyone. You visit it, you have a good time. But if you're going to start cooking or doing anything, make sure that your coals are raked totally dead. All right. So you don't want to start any fires. All right. Whether it's in your house or outside or whatever. So that's something that we pay attention to this whole month of October, National Fire Prevention Month. And also, it's National Seafood Month. Okay, now I told you last weekend I had me a whole clam bake, to celebrate it. Now you don't have to have a National Seafood Month to enjoy seafood. You can do that anytime you want, but this is a month that's set aside for that. And of course, I'm a big lover of seafood. Couldn't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, growing up as a kid, I had an uncle that used to work in a fish barge. And I needn't tell you that he took care of the family. He brought home a lot of fish and a lot of oysters and eels and crabs and lobsters. Boy, we were living. We were living. We were living. But that's what we're celebrating right now. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And my name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for the balance of the hour. We've got other things to talk about. Now, later on in the program, too, I have this thing called This Day in History. Now, this day in history, I have a whole laundry list of a lot of things that happened on this day in history. Now, on this day, October 16th, which could be a historical day next year, but something happened in the past on October 16th. And we're going to talk about that. I have a list of all of that. That's coming up, too. And before the show is over, we want to let you know that I have those movies now coming up this weekend. A lot of you are going to be doing a lot of things. And of course, those of you who work those 9 to 5, 8 to 4 jobs, and you work all week long and you are fortunate enough to have the entire weekend off and you want to do whatever you want to do, one of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies. Well, that's where I come into just to make a contribution to that. I have movies that I take from Turner Classic Movies. I pick out my pick of the week for your weekend, movies that I think that you may enjoy, and classic movies, some black and white, some Technicolor. I have that for you. It's coming up later on in the show. Okay, so stay with us. Diane Keaton, a legendary actress known for her Oscar winning role in Annie Hall and the iconic performance in The Godfather and The First Wives of Club, has died last Saturday. Keaton rose to fame in the 1970s with her role as Kay Adams in the Godfather films and her acclaimed collaboration with director Woody Allen, including Play It Again, Sam, Sleeper, and Annie Hall, the latter of which earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress in 1978. No other information about her cause of death was immediately available. She was 79 years old. R&B legend Angelo, whose real name was Michael Angelo Archer, has died, and his family confirmed his death on Tuesday. Angelo's family said that the Grammy winner artist died Tuesday after a prolonged and courageous battle with pancreatic cancer. Now, his family asked for privacy and that his fans join us in mourning his passing while also celebrating the gift of song that he left for the world. Angelo was 51 years old. And now we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, because I promised you at this time, we've got Brian Camp coming along with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free. We would love to hear from you. Of course, he's going to love to hear from you. World Series is coming up, Brian, not too far away.
No, we're getting closer and closer to the World Series, but right now we got some series to end first before we get to the World Series. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting close. But hello to everybody out there who's listening. Good evening and good morning, good afternoon, or wherever you may be around the globe. I'm coming to you live from Arlington, Virginia now. So, I'm on assignment. Got a conference that I had to, a 2-day conference. So I'll be here until Saturday morning. I'll be headed back to the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, I'm a busy person. I have to.
You don't stay put at all.
No, I can't. It's part of my therapy where I got to keep moving and everything. So, but it's 55 degrees out here in Virginia. And took the train and, it was cold on the train and I wore a hoodie. It was still cold. And people looking at me, but I was looking at them too. They were cold too. So it was cold all the way around, but it was cool. But this is for what do you expect? So that's where we are. But again, let's talk some sports. Dallas Cowboy owner NGM Jerry Jones, his finger got himself into trouble. Like I said, they was investigating about fining him. Well, guess what? He's going to have to pay a fine. In his case, it's like a little tip. $250,000. Come on, Jerry. Really? And you're saying that your team is not giving up yet. Your team is not. Oh boy. Anyway, he received this from last week's game for making an obscene gesture made during a win against the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Now, the source has said Jones is satisfied that fans across the NFL know how he feels about them. Oh, really, Jerry? And the money will go to a charity to help people in need. Wow. So why don't you raise your finger up all the time to give to a lot of charities, since you say that this is gonna be, and this is a tax write-off. So continue using your middle finger, Jerry. Continue to use it. In the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks are signing Alice Antetokounmpo to a two-way contract. Octagon Management directed Alex Saratis. Alex is the youngest of the Antetokounmpo brothers. Will join his two older siblings, Giannis and Danis, in Milwaukee. It marks the first time that the NBA history that three brothers are signed on an active roster contracts with the same team. So his first time, three brothers going to be on the same team. Giannis's younger brothers will probably not get no playing time, but they're there just to chaperone, just to hang out. They got a job while somebody else could be looking for a job who are better than them. But this is how the business is run. But back to what we're saying about baseball, the ALCS, that's the American League Championship Series, is Game 4 is coming on tonight. Seattle leads that series 2-1. That game will be in Seattle. And Game 3, Dodgers and Brewers, last I checked, is the National League Championship Series. That series is 2-0. That game is tied up 1-1. I don't know what's the latest right now. I can't really get to scores.
It's 3-1 now.
3-1. Who, Dodgers or Brewers?
The Dodgers.
Yeah.
I knew that would grab you.
In any event, the Dodgers are winning. So, game's still early, but we'll see what happens. This day in sports, October 16th, 1928, Mickey Cochrane wins the American League MVP honors by 2 points over Hani Manouche. 1936, Lou Gehrig is voted American League MVP by the Baseball Writers Association of America. 1942, National Boxing Association freezes titles of those who serve it in the armed service. So what they did was back in 1942, that was in the middle of World War II. So they just held them for those titles. 1964, New York Yankee fire manager Yogi Berra 1 day after losing the World Series. Wow. They fired him after losing 1 day after losing the World Series. Yankees, tough love, huh? 1968, Tommy Smith, John Carlos. You remember these guys. These guys are the famous Give the Black Power salute in Mexico as they stood on the podium in Mexico City during the 1968 Olympics to protest racism and injustice against African Americans. I still have that picture on my bathroom wall with them. There was another guy, he was a white man. I think he's no longer living. He won the silver medal. He stood with them, and I found out something that he stood with them. He was with them. But he's no longer with us. 1969, Baseball World Series 101 shot. New York Mets defeated the Baltimore Orioles 5-3 in 5 games. Don Clenning was the World Series MVP. 2021, Camden County Commissioner unveils statue of boxer Jersey Walcott in Camden, New Jersey. Birthdays today. Happy birthday to the he was born in 1940, Dave the Busher, NBA forward and ABA commissioner, and he was a Major League Baseball for a short period of time, too, as well. He was a pitcher. He was born in Detroit, Michigan. 1941, Tim McCarver, MLB catcher and broadcaster for ABC, CBS, and Fox, was born in Memphis, Tennessee. 1948, happy birthday to Rich Castor, NFL wide receiver and tight end. He used to play for the Jets, Super Bowl champion, was born in Mobile, Alabama. 1961, happy birthday, Chris Dolman, NFL defensive man, Hall of Famer, 8-time Pro Bowler, was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. 1962, Manute Bol, NBA center. Remember him? I believe he was 7'7". He was tall, very thin. He used to play for the Sixers, and he was a political activist. Was born in Trail, Sudan. 1980. Happy birthday to Sue Bird, WNBA legend. Guard recorded 508 games, which is a record. Was born in Syosset, New York. 1992. Happy birthday to Bryce Harper, Major League outfielder, first baseman for the Phillies. He used to play for the Washington Nationals. He was born in Las Vegas, Nevada. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a very chill night here in Arlington, Virginia.
Well, what do you expect? The summer is all over. What is the problem with Jerry Jones? What's his problem?
He can't control himself. Really, he should. All joking aside, I think he's lost it. I think you know, he should just. I don't know if he wants to sell the team, but if he doesn't want to sell the team, just please step aside and let somebody that knows football, who could knows the ins and out of the everyday operations, along with your son too, because he doesn't know anything either. But Jerry Jones, who goes on the radio every day, he's a spot where they interview him every Monday after Sunday's game in Dallas. I forget the radio station, and he's just an owner that just loves the spotlight. But in this case, he went overboard. So he $250,000 is a slap on the wrist. And I say that literally. That's just a slap on the wrist.
Maybe they should tie his fingers together, you know, or if he ever gets angry again and he feels the urge to do that, peace and love, Jerry. Peace and love. Okay, again, I know you hate to hear this. I know you hate to hear this, but the Dodgers are winning, and they're in the third game. They're beating the Brewers 3-1 right now. This is the third game. Is it game number four? No, this is game number four.
This is game three.
Is it game three?
Okay. Game three, yes.
Game three. Okay. So they're winning right now, and I don't know. I don't watch the Dodgers. I don't watch the Brewers. My team is not in it, so it's all over for me anyway. But I have a feeling that the Dodgers are going to go and give it another whirl again.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's something else that they will. But
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah,
In a series, anything could happen in a 7-game series. So who
yeah.
knows?
Well, I have a thing for the Dodgers too. Starting from last year when they beat my Yankees. Well, they kicked the Yankees' butt that year. So
Yeah,
I can't get too mad at the Dodgers. I chastise the Yankees for that because if they're going to lose the World Series, and you remember last year, if they're going to lose the World Series, they should have lost it. They should have took it to Los Angeles, not beat them on their own turf. They celebrated on their own turf, on the Yankees' turf.
exactly, exactly. So who knows? Spike Lee and all these Yankee fans are really feeling themselves now. So I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the guys that I know at the gym today. I went to the gym this morning, and I was talking to one of the guys who's also a Yankee supporter as well. And he said to me, he says, "What's wrong with your Yankees?" I said, "What's wrong with your Yankees?" And we talked about a potential World Series, and we figured, and he agreed with me. He says the Dodgers are going to go in it and do it again. Uh, I think Hoshi Otani ought to work on his. I think he's not doing very well these days at the bat. You know,
He's in a
so
slump. He's in a
he's
slump.
in a slump.
Yeah.
So maybe this whole thing, if they get into the World Series, maybe that'll lighten him up. He'll come back. But you know something. Listen, he's a slugger, and they all get into their slumps. You can't. When they get into a slump, the people are ready to put them out the pasture after that. But after let's say in the Yankees, the hitter of the Yankees is what's his
Hmm.
face? Why am I going blank? The ace hitter is Aaron Aaron I was going to say Aaron Neville.
Oh, the country, what, the country
Aaron,
singer?
yeah, no, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is the hitter. Now, when he gets into a slump, a lot of people go crazy. But I say, no, look, the guy, you can't expect the guy to hit every time he gets up to bat. I mean, we all know that he's going to do something when he gets up there. He's not going to always get a home run. And see, they're so used to him hitting that when he strikes out, they don't want to crawl all over him. I say,
Exactly.
give Otani a break too, as well. As well.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I said. Yeah. So, what is like tomorrow?
Looks like it's a go. If there's
Okay,
any changes, I will let you know. But looks like it's a go.
good.
So I'll be leaving Saturday morning. Be back Saturday night. So just a short 2-day conference.
Okay. I don't know if you could see anybody out there, but Mary had said hello to you. I don't know if
Oh,
you're on devices where you can actually see people.
I'm only on one device. Hello, Mary. How you doing? Hope all is well. And I shall speak to you soon. Okay.
Okay, so we'll
All
look
right.
back
Take care.
here. We'll look for you tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Have a good night.
All right then. Take care.
Okay,
Bye bye.
thank you. That was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's going to be back here tomorrow. He said it himself. It looks like a go. He'll be back here tomorrow on the coffee hour, and we hope that you join us too. And if you have any sports questions for him, then even if you have some now and you didn't get a chance to uh, ask away. I'll see it. I'll relay it to him. And then tomorrow on the coffee hour, he can answer the questions. But he'll be back here tomorrow too as well. We look forward to that. And it's going to be a busy season for sports after baseball is over. Everybody's talking football. I understand that the Kansas City's Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, right, is he's coming back. He's back in style. He's ready to go. He's ready to kick ass. So that's what they're looking for in baseball. And I would hope that Travis Kelsey stay on the right track, right? Concentrate. I know you're getting married, to one of the most beautiful women in the world, almost. Uh, but concentrate on the game and do that other stuff later. Anyway, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allen, and I'm going to be with you for the balance of the show. And we hope that you stay with us too. And again, go on my Facebook page, not my Facebook page, but you can go on that too and check out some of the things that I do over there. But for the most part, go on YouTube, check out my YouTube channel, go there and subscribe to it. I really appreciate that because it's very important. I like to check out who's actually following us, and it's a benefit for you too as well because you get a chance to know whenever we come on live. And if you forget about the show and you happen to be out there in cyberspace, which I haven't heard that terminology in a long time. I don't even know if it exists anymore. Cyberspace. Anyway, you'll see that there's an instant notification that will pop up, and all you have to do is click onto it, and it brings you right to the site. So please do that and tell your family and friends to do the same thing. Well, we are 16 days here in the United States, 16 days of the government shutdown. It's already shut down. And of course, you know what that means. That means all of the government offices are closed and all of the parks, everything that's government related is closed. Uh, I don't even talk about the airports. I've heard things about the airports already that the uh, people who are there working, the people who are working for the government, they're not getting paid. They're working for nothing. All right. And there are some that they just refuse to come in. They'll call in sick or something like that. And it's very important that they get that government back open because it affects a lot of us. Now, of course, it's not going to affect you people who are collecting Social Security. That's coming in like clockwork. That's still coming in. So that's not in effect. And those of you who are receiving SNAP benefits or something like that, that's going to continue to come in for you. But the other things, if you go for, let's say, if you want to go out for, you want to check in with Social Security or something like that, it's kind of late for that. Or, and the benefits, they'll still come in. But after the other things that you may have to wait for is like when it's all over. And we don't know when that's going to be. A lot of people predict that it's going to be over. It's going to take a long time before it comes back, and I happen to agree with that. I think it's going to be a long time. The last government shutdown we had, remember, it lasted 30 days, and here we are, 16 days, half that, almost half that. All right, 16 days, half that. Uh, and another 14 days or so, they tie the record. And I just hope it doesn't go beyond that. Now, I remember when I was out in Italy just a couple of weeks ago, just last week, as a matter of fact, a couple of almost 2 weeks ago. Um, that's when the government shutdown happened in the United States. And so when that happened, I'm thinking, okay, now what are we going to do? I got to fly back. Is it going to be safe to fly back? Is my airline flight going to be delayed, or is it going to come in at all? Or do I have to sit for days and days in an airport? Uh, Traffic controllers are not coming in. And if they're coming in, there are very little of them, and they have to carry the weight by themselves. I had all of that in mind. Luckily, fortunately, by the grace of God, I was able to get back uh, safely. But I understand now situations happen in airport, not tragic situations, but situations like people canceled flights or something like that, delayed flights. It depends on the time of day or who's coming into work, who's not coming into work. It depends on all of that. So again, for those of you who are receiving benefits like your Social Security, that's going to come in. That's going to be okay. You can rest assured that's going to be okay. And so you don't have to worry about that. And people who are receiving SNAP benefits, that's going to be okay too. I searched it all. I found out all about that. Um, if there's any more questions that you may have on that, and if I don't have the answer to that, I will definitely research it and get back to you. Or you can do it yourself. Everyone is a researcher. Everyone can find out these things. All is a matter of going on your computer, going on to Google, and checking out things like that. And you can check that out for yourself. Okay, thank you so much for being along on this Thursday. We're Thursday here. We're coming to you live from New York. That's where we originate, but we're all around the world. So it's Thursday to us. It could be Friday to the rest of you guys. It's Talk Back Live, and we're going to be with you for the balance of the show. And we want you to stay with us for that. Okay. And I think it's time to go back in time right now, because we're going to go back on this time, on this day in history, 1948. Demonstration by Moscow. I call it Moscow. I read it as I see it. Moscow Jews honoring Israeli Ambassador Golda Meir. On this day in history, 1953, Fidel Castro was sentenced to 15 years in Havana, Cuba. On this day in history, 1962, KTXT TV, Channel 5 in Lubbock, Texas. That's a PBS station. Started their broadcasting for the first time. On this day in history, 1963, in New York Mirror. That's the publication back before a lot of you were born. A New York newspaper, the New York Mirror, made its last edition. On this day in history, 1961, singer Joan Baez and 123 other anti-draft protesters are arrested in Oakland, California. Back in 1968, Americans Tommy Smith, as Brian already said this, they famously gave the Black Power salute to on the 200-meter medal podium during the Mexico City Olympics. All right, that goes back to 1968. I shouldn't have repeated that, but it was right there in my face. What can I tell you? Okay, on this day in history, The Way We Were, starring Barbra Streisand and Robert Redford, premiered in New York City back in 1973. Maynard Jackson, elected, was the first Black mayor in Atlanta, Georgia. Back in 1984, Desmond Tutu, the South African Archbishop, wins the Nobel Peace Prize. Back in 1986, Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards organized a concert celebrating rock and roll legend Chuck Berry's 60th birthday at the Fox Theater in St. Louis, Missouri. And performances include Richard himself, Chuck Berry, Johnny Johnson, Eric Clapton, Etta James, Linda Ronstadt, Robert Cray, and Julian Lennon, and others. In 1986, the U.S. government shuts down. Oh boy, will it ever be in it? This is back in 1986. It shut down during the dispute between Ronald Reagan and the House. In 1990, Warner Brothers Records released The Rhythm of the Saints. That's the 8th studio album by singer-songwriter Paul Simon. Back in 1992, Gilligan's Island TV pilot, that film in 1963, is first shown on TBS, that's a television station, a cable television station, in 1995. Million Man March in Washington, D.C. Over 830,000 African American men attended. Playwright Eugene O'Neill was born on this day in 1888 in New York City. He died November 27, 1953, at the age of 65 years old. In 1923, orchestra leader Bert Kaempfert was born in Hamburg, Germany. He died in 1980. Actress Angela Lansbury was born on this day in 1925 in London, England. She died October 11th, 2020, and she died at the age of 96 years old. In 1946, actress Suzanne Summers of Three's Company was born in San Bruno, California. She died in 2023. Actor Tim Robbins was born on this day in 1958, and he was born in West Covina, California. He's 67 years old today. In 1969, jazz trumpeter Roy Hargrove was born in Waco, Texas. He died 2018. In 1969, also, pop vocalist Wendy Wilson of Wilson and Phillips was born in Los Angeles, California. She's 56 today. In 1975, actress Kelly Martin was born in Riverside, California. She's 50 years old today. Singer John Mayer was born on this day in 1977 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and he's 48 years old today. In 1980, actor Jeremy Jackson from Baywatch was born in Newport Beach, California. He's 45. In 2013, actress Kristen Bell weds actor Dax, and still married to him, Dax Shepard, in Beverly Hills, California. In 1972, actor Leo G. Carroll, who played Topper back in the 50s, a lot of you were born then, some of you don't remember, he died at the age of 85. In 1973, drummer Gene Krupa dies of heart failure while battling leukemia and emphysema. He was 64. In 1983, George Liberace, that's Liberace's brother, George. I wish my brother George was here, of the Liberace show. He dies of leukemia in 1972. In 1984, TV announcer Ken Carpenter, who was the announcer for Lux Video and Radio Theater, dies at the age of 84. In 1990, jazz drummer Art Blakey from the Jazz Messengers dies of cancer at 71. Actor Shirley Booth, who played Hazel, died on this day in 1992 at 94 from natural causes. She was born August 30th, 1898 in New York City. In 2001, jazz singer Etta Jones dies of cancer at 72. Not to be confused with Etta James. There's an Etta Jones. In 2007, actress Deborah Kerr, she played in that movie, the classic movie From Here to Eternity, dies from the effects of Parkinson's disease at 86. In 2010, actress Barbara Billingsley, who played June Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver, dies at the age of 94. In 2021, actress Betty Lynn, who played Mary Lou on the Andy Griffith Show, dies at the age of 95 years old. So that's what's happening on this day in history. And those of you who have any idea or any inkling on what happened on this day in history that I didn't mention, and you know something on the top of your head, let's put it out there. Just use your fingers on your keyboard and type it out there and let me see, and I'll pass it along to everyone. I always like you guys to interact with me personally. I love talking to you guys personally. You know, when you come out and say, hello, how are you? Or you just want to indulge in conversation. That's always a good thing. I love doing that, you know, but some people don't, and they want to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And that's okay too, as long as you're there. That's the most important thing. But those of you who are a little shy about it and still want to get in touch with me personally, well, I have two sources how you can do that. What I have for you, I have an email address, and a telephone number. So why don't I give you the email address first? How about that? I'll give you the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. That's Allan, not E-A. Some people say E. We'll never get there. Frank Allan, Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. You can use those sources 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Of course, you can always email anytime you like. You can call anytime you like, leave a message. And if you so much as do that, you take the time to do that. We want to return the love and get back to you on that. And if you have any questions, when you could type and call, you could ask any questions you want. You don't have to have a reason to communicate. Just communicate. You can communicate because maybe it's your birthday. You want us to announce it on here, on the air here, or maybe it could be, I don't know, you want to critique my show. That's good. We always encourage that because we would like to know where you stand with us and as we stand with you. Maybe you have some kind of community event that you would like to promote. We'd be glad to put it out there for you, no matter where you are around the world, because you may have a person that live in your area that may not know about it, and they find out about it here. So we're always able to help you out with that. So it could be any reason at all that you communicate, even if it's just to say hi. We take that too. It's not wasting our time. We love it, even if it's just to say hi. So do that. Get in touch with us right away. The email address, once again, is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number, once again, 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I'm going to be looking forward to hearing from you, all right? I'm going to twiddle my thumbs. Don't make me twiddle them for too long, okay? Well, ICE is still in action, and as you already know, in Chicago, they're out there picketing, they're holding up signs, they're fighting back. They don't want to give up, they don't want to give in. And ICE is in the neighborhood, and they're trying to drive ICE out of their neighborhoods in Chicago, Illinois. What happened to the police officers? They're taking over what the police do, which they're not trained to do. They're trained to do other things, but they are not trained to work the streets like the police do. So they're out there and they're arresting people, they're taking people in. For instance, there was a lady in Chicago who stepped out, went to the grocery store because she wanted to buy food so she could cook for her family that evening. And she had her daughter with her, and all of a sudden her and her daughter separated. I think her daughter went one way, stopped into another store, something to that nature. And then when she came back, she said she couldn't find her mother. Her mother wasn't around. Well, you know where her mother was? ICE took her up and put her in a car and drove her away. All right. Only because she was going to the grocery store or the supermarket to pick up some food so she can cook for her family, cook a meal for her family that evening. And she never made it, and they took her away. I don't know what the status is on that situation as we speak right now. I can always look into it, and maybe if I find out more about it, I can let you know. But that's one of the things that are happening in Chicago right now. And of course, the mayor or I think it's the mayor or the senator or one of the high archies in Chicago going on and just saying that we don't want all of these people, ICE in Chicago, wearing their masks and picking up people, taking them to places they never even been before, only because of their skin color, or they think because they're from another country or something like that. They don't even ask whether or not if they have legal status in the country, which some of them do. Some of them may be holding green cards, but they still take them away anyway. No due process, no nothing for them. And so that's still going on. But the people in Chicago are fighting back. and they're out there every day, and they're letting everyone know in this administration that they're not taking it. We don't care what you say, what you do. We're not afraid of you, and we're coming after you just as you try to come after us. I was on every once in a while I go on Facebook and I see some of the people because everyone has their own little venue now. You ever notice that? You don't even have to have a a podcast, a full blown podcast anymore. People are going out there on their cell phones and making recordings and making statements on how they feel about issues or what's happening today. And ran up to this one lady, but I'm not going to mention her name. I just don't want to do it. She's public, but I just don't want to mention her name because I don't really know her. I saw her. I looked at what she was trying to say, and I said, you know, she's very fiery, and she has a sharp tongue, which is one of the reasons why you could never play her tapes on the show. But she's sharp tongued. But the thing I like what she was saying. I like a lot of the things that she was saying. I didn't agree with everything she said, but I like a lot of things she was saying. She was very brash about it. But she comes out and say it. And one of the things that she said that here in Chicago, she said in Chicago, we got these people in ICE, and she said, and the way she said it, she said, believe me when I tell you, when they come to you, you shouldn't have to worry about them. There's nothing to worry about. She said, there are nothing to worry about, which leads me to something else. There was a video floating around that I picked up on yesterday, but the occurrence happened Tuesday. And this lady, it was in an office. They were at in New York City, New York City. For those of you who New York City may be familiar with 26 Federal Plaza, that's the Jacob Javits Federal Building, which, by the way, houses numerous government agencies, including ICE. So, being that the government is shut down, I don't know what she was doing in that building, but some people, they go to these places. This was like an immigration part of the building. And I guess she was coming out because she's getting ready to go. And one of the ICE confronted her, and she says, I'm American, and, I was born in this country. Um, uh, and then she started cursing, and she had a sharp tongue. I could never play that tape on the air either, but you've probably seen it floating around. And she was the Iceman. I call him the Iceman, right? Told her to shut up and move. He says, do you want to get arrested? And she says, I'm not afraid to get arrested. She says, I'm an American citizen, and you have no right to say anything. You have no right to tell me to shut. She was very brash. But that video was floating all around. I saw it on two different venues. It was floating around. You might have run into it, and you could see for yourself. So I guess what this lady from Chicago who does her little thing, her little voice thing, was probably right, because she got up at this lady from the Caribbean. I guess she was from the Caribbean, got up in ICE's face and just told them, called them all kinds of names and insulted them. And she went scot-free. She got in the elevator and went back down. They never bothered her. They never bothered her. So maybe, see, because these guys who play ICE, you notice they're all covered. They have their mouths and their eyes covered up. You don't know who they are. When they're taking people away, they don't know who they are. If you were taken away by one of these people, you don't know who they are. You couldn't recognize them if they took all of that off their face, and but these are the things that people are starting to pick up in other cities as well. They're starting to say, okay, you know something? If they're going to do that in Chicago and they're going to do that in New York, because now they came to New York, and they're going to say, well, we're not going to take it either. And I hope the chain reacts, because I hope that other cities pick up on these things and say the same thing. This is our town. This is our country. We live here. We don't start any problems. We work, and we work hard, and you're not going to take this away, and we're not going to deal with you. We don't want you here. That's the message. And a lot of you people who are watching right now may be under the same, have the same idea. You don't have to have a podcast to let your voice be heard. You know, you can buy yourself a bullhorn, open your window and shout out. You can go to events where a lot of people go out and they hold up signs. They're peaceful demonstrations. And a lot of people are getting arrested just for peacefully demonstrating. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But that was one of the things. So people are standing up. And I urge all of you people who say, well, it's a scary time. They say it's a scary time, but I don't like to use the word scared because I'm not scared. You know, concern, yes. Scared, no. They say fear. They're fear of this one guy in the White House. They fear him. Why do they fear him? Well, they fear him maybe because they work in the government and they have these jobs and they have to pay the mortgage and their children's college funds and all of those things, and they don't want to cross him. The rest of the country, and that's only like 30% of the country, but the rest of the country, they're saying, okay, I have movies, ladies and gentlemen, and today I have three movies, all right, that I want to give to you this week. Because I always go into the vault of Turner Classic Movies and pick out movies that I think you're going to like for this weekend, and hopefully you'll like them. They're classic movies. I love those classic movies. I hope you do too. Some are black and white, some are Technicolor, but they're classics. And so I have three this week. And so the first one I have is a classic from 1931. You may remember it. It's called Frankenstein, just plain Frankenstein. Frankenstein, 1931, starring Colin Clive, May Clark, and John Bowles. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. And you can see that Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's the Frankenstein movie where he befriend that girl and then wind up killing her. Yeah, but you have to see it. You have to see it. It's very rarely played on TV, but you can check it out Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1952, starring Vivian Lee, Marlon Brando, and Kim Hunter. Stella! Stella! That's Turner Classic Movies at Sunday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. You say, what is he yelling, Stella? That's in the movies. Yeah. Those of you who don't know, if you've never seen that movie, that's Marlon Brando's thing. Stella! Anyway, again, that's Streetcar Named Desire. That's Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Alfred Hitchcock, you like those movies? I love the movies that he bring out. He was some kind of a guy. He had some kind of imagination when he made these movies. But here's one from 1963 called The Bird, starring Rod Taylor, Tippi Hedren, and Tandy. Jessica Tandy. And that's a classic. It's in Technicolor or color. Streetcar Named Desire is black and white. Frankenstein is black and white, but this one is in color. And you can see that on Turner Classic Movies. It says 10:15 p.m. Eastern. And if you don't get a chance to see these movies in real time, you could always, if you have your cable box still, you could DVR it and watch it later at your own convenience. And don't forget, go on Turner Classic Movies and go down the line, and you'll see all of those free movies that you could indulge in. And then they have the other ones, the pay-per-view movies, and you have sporting events, you have children's program, you have documentaries, which I love so much, the whole nine yards. And then, of course, you're very resourceful. Everybody's resourceful when it comes to entertainment because you have all of these streaming apps, right? So let me give you these movies one more time. There's Frankenstein with Colin Clive, May Clark, and John Bowles, Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1952. Vivian Lee, Marlon Brando, and Kim Hunter. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. And The Birds with Rod Taylor, Tippi Hedren, and Jessica Tandy. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 10:15 p.m. take a gander at all of those movies and see how you like it. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you seen it about 100 times already. I know you have. You've seen these movies. I've seen them about 100 times already. But these are the movies that you never really get tired of. So check them out. Okay, it's time for me to go. You too, Mary. Have a good night, and the rest of you too. I gotta go. But please don't forget when you go on to my website, which is YouTube. And those of you who are watching us on Facebook, when we get off the air, go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really would appreciate that. I'm going to come back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that's for the coffee hour. Brian Camp is going to be with me too as well with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Remember, if you have any sports questions, get them ready. He'll have them ready, and we'll ask him what he has in store. And of course, we'll be here for that. And that's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a good night. We'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.